Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Subnautica. So, I guess just to start out with, for those of you who don't really know much about the game, it's basically a sort of survival, crafting, home building kind of game that seems to be very popular recently with, titles like The Forest and Stranded Deep and Rising World and a lot of games like that coming out lately that seem to have that as its main feature. It's in early access, as you can see, too, so there's kind of a lot of issues, but I'd say compared to a lot of other games like Stranded Deep, it's got quite a bit of content in it, and it just looks quite good. I'd say, except for the performance issues that it has, you wouldn't really be able to tell that it's, in a really early access like it is. So I guess, rather than just talking about the game, I should probably get started. Alright, we're going to do survival because I don't think quite good enough to go into hardcore mode yet, and I think that'd make for a very short series if I chose hardcore. So we're going to do survival. Now, I guess before I really get into the game, I'll issue a bit of a disclaimer, because I'm by no means an expert at this game. I put in, a couple hours, so if you're expecting like an expert playthrough or anything like that, you're not going to find that here, but if you're sort of just expecting to learn a bit about the game and have, I guess, a bit of fun doing it, then this is more what you're looking forward to. I'll be quiet now and let the robot talk. So yeah, as you can probably gather from that, well, I can just show you actually. We were in that ship, and it kinda, well, it's basically implied that it was shot down by some otherworldly artifact, I'm guessing, or some society on this planet, and it was shot down, and you were somehow the only survivor, and you basically just have to try to, I guess, etch out a world in this vast ocean. So, might as well, well, wait, I kinda forgot something very important to start out with. Yes. First thing you should always do, open this, check what you've got. There's basically always a kind of randomized selection of items I've noticed. And actually, this is pretty darn good. We got a survival knife and a flashlight. Normally, or I should say oftentimes, I would just get, a bunch of resources rather than actual items you can use. So, that's quite nice. We've got two usable items right away, and they're both pretty useful, I'd say, as well. Alright. So now we've got them. Well, one thing we should probably do is, oh my, that was, yeah, I think as I kind of mentioned, the game has some performance issues. I mean, this game should not be having that much of a problem running on my computer, considering my computer can pretty much run any modern title at, 60 FPS and max settings, more or less. So it shouldn't be really having any problems, I mean, it does look quite pretty, I'll say that much, but you would not expect it to have this many problems. Alright. One of the things I'd say that's a really good thing to have, well, oh yeah, that's one of the most annoying things when you first start out, is your oxygen meter is really, really low. Eventually we'll be able to craft a rebreather and all that, but, oh, I forgot it's right click. Every other game, when it comes to swinging your weapon, it's left click, but in this one game, it's right click. I guess that makes sense, because right click is, or left click is sort of just used to pick up items, or not really, I don't know. It's kind of used to interact with certain things. So I don't know why it has to be a right click, but whatever. I guess I'll take some of these as well. They're not very useful, per se. Definitely need some quartz as well to begin with. One of the major things I think I want, and I remember having well, in my sort of trial runs of the game, I had a lot of problems finding it, was salt deposits. You'd think, I'm guessing this is supposed to be salt water, considering, well, I guess we don't really know anything about other planets' oceans, but obviously our ocean has a lot of salt within it. So you'd think salt would be a pretty easy thing to find, but I've noticed it's quite hard to get a hold of. But yeah, the one thing this game definitely has a pretty large problem with is loading in new chunks of the map. It actually seems pretty bad. Even when I did sort of my recording runs earlier, it didn't seem to be quite as bad as this. You can definitely notice a decent amount of pop-in as well, which, I mean, it's in early development, so you can kind of forgive them for that. And I mean, for as early of development as the game is in, you have to I guess you have to forgive it for how pretty it looks, because it really does look quite amazing. You know, compared to a lot of, I'd say, games like this, it really gives you kind of the, I guess, sense of wonder and amazement that comes with exploring something as vast and, I guess, full of life like the ocean. Though, of course, it's an alien ocean, so not quite the same, but it's definitely quite pretty. Alright. I'm still looking for that salt. I don't know if there's any particular location that it tends to like be in more than any other, but I've definitely noticed it's quite a hard thing to get a hold of. You know, like every other resource I don't have that big of a problem getting a hold of, but salt, that thing's hard to find, which is quite funny. And you can, as you can see, sort of dig through the sand. There's a little bit of, like as you can see, I just dug to the rock. And I know there's a terraforming... Oh, this is bad. Wait, I need to get out. Oh, thank God there's a hole there. I was going to say, I did not want to keep going deeper, considering my oxygen meter. Okay.
Calculating risk assessment. Death by malnourishment, 7%.
Oh, that's nice.
By physical injury, 11%. By exposure to radioactive crash site materials, 90%.
90%? Well then. Those are good odds. So they're basically saying this planet's nice enough that we probably won't die from starvation or anything like that, but chances of dying from the ship's radiation? Really high. Well, that's pleasant. Alright, so let's turn all this stuff into actual usable materials. And I really like the way the crafting system works, because it kind of uses like a, I don't even know what you'd call this. It's like a 3D printer, but it can basically like disassemble any object into its, I guess, base form. Alright, got some steel and silicon. And yeah, this is kind of, I guess, one of the more boring parts of the game. I don't really think we needed glass. Yeah, one of the things we really are going to need, I'd say, early on is bleach. And as you can see, we have coral, that's really easy to find. Salt is the thing I've had the hardest time. We need food and we need water, of course. So I should really work on catching some fish too for that. And I think most of the fish give you some water as well, so... Oh, there. Now let's catch some of these guys so we can have a bit of sustenance. Oh, come on. There we go. There's two. I know there is one that literally just gives you like all water, but I don't think I've seen it quite yet. Oh, we can't just take that guy. Oh, there's one. Yeah, we don't necessarily need this many, but hey, having a bit of... Yeah, as you can see, that was just a massive lag spike, which, I mean, we're staying quite close to our ship, but you can tell, like, if you move around in a kind of sudden manner, it definitely lag spikes quite a bit. Alright. Might as well make some food, and I can kind of remind myself as to whether or not these guys give us any water as well. Let's see. Sustenance, I think. Yes, cooked food. Oh, we could also do cured. Oh, we need salt. Yeah, of course, salt. Yeah, so the one guy is called a peeper, and the other is a a boomerang. So it says it removes bodily fluids. So I wonder if that also means that I'm guessing they're just not willing to say piss, but I'm wondering if that also means that we're not going to get any sort of water from them. Let's see. Oh yeah, tab. Forgot. All right. Okay, no, we do get a little bit of H2O. Okay, and as you can see, quite early on after you start, the ship blows up. I guess it's, well, dark matter drive core has started to malfunction. Oh, there we go. I just have to double click. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not, like I said, I'm not quite an expert at this game, but I'd say for the most part it's pretty intuitive. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the countdown, and we're going to, I think, stand on top of our ship and watch as that thing blows up, because it's quite a interesting thing. Alright. Even though it kind of eliminates our character's hope at all for any sort of survived members or anything. You know, one thing, I guess, kind of a philosophical question that anyone could ponder is, if you were, like, let's say you knew for certain that you were about to crash land on a planet, and that everyone who was, you know, traveling with you would be dead, and, you know, the planet was completely uncolonized like this one. And I believe in sort of the background story for the game. Oh, these guys, I think, give a lot of water, if I remember. Or I think they also... Actually, you can use them, I think, as, like, an emergency air. No, I don't want to give... No, 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 no. Whoops. Okay. It says air sac. I think you can get, like, use them in some way as restoring your oxygen. Actually, let me just see.
Emergency. 10
Yeah, as you can see, you can just use them right away for oxygen. But I want to see, can I use them for other purposes? That's kind of gruesome, too. How you just use them for oxygen. So, like, what, do you just puncture their, like, lungs or whatever and eat them up, I wonder? Yeah, I might as well cook this guy and see if he does give us a decent amount of water. Ooh, hopefully we get done with this. Yes. Let's take a look at this. I think last time this happened, it wasn't at night. As you can see, it gets quite dark at night. Let's see. There you go. Wow. Yeah, I don't think anyone's surviving that. And believe it or not, you can go and explore that ship, but we need, I think, a pretty... To start out with, you sort of have like a basic, I guess, hazmat suit sort of deal. But we have to actually... And you can hear all those nice radiation clicks coming towards us. That's pleasant, isn't it? But yeah, I believe, yeah, we can craft a hazmat suit, but that won't be for a while. And I'd say a good chunk of the beauty in this game is at night, because look at all this pretty bioluminescence. It's quite interesting. It makes you wish, kind of, that our oceans, if only they were, you know, this bioluminescent at night. That's strange. If you can see those plants, there's like some weird, like, white edges going on with them. I'm not quite sure what that is. Whatever. I'm guessing it has some weird thing to do with the night. And the... Oh, and hey, a Gary fish. Aw, I don't feel bad for eating him, but... You know, we gotta eat. And unless we can start getting some salt as well...
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen.
We're gonna need to just keep eating a bunch of fish for the slight amount of fluid we get from the... Oh wait, and I didn't check. Oh my, something just attacked us. Yeah. I believe the game gets pretty dangerous at night as well. Let's get on board. Yeah, the game gets... There's, as you can see, there are enemy, or I guess not necessarily enemy, but predator fish out there that would just love to eat you. So... You have to definitely watch out for that. And I believe at night they get a bit more aggressive as well, so it gives you a bit of another reason to not stay in it. Is he, like, hitting our ship or something? Because I feel like we're moving quite a bit. Huh. Okay. Let's see now. If there's anything else we can really craft. I want to see what's a good thing to have. Yeah, we don't need another survival knife. Scanner, so we can learn atomic level information on targeted entities. Yeah, we need a battery for that, though. Actually, what do we need for a battery? I think this thing is ramming our ship, isn't it? That's kind of scary. I wonder if he can destroy our ship. That's scary. Oh, yeah, and there's no medicine. Isn't that nice? The one escape pod that worked didn't even have medicine. I wonder what that means. Did, like, were we just miraculously, like, right next to a escape pod when the ship blew up, or were we just dicks and we're like, oh, I'm just gonna take this one all for myself, and that's it. Okay. I was gonna see, what does a battery need exactly? Not those. Okay, battery. We need copper. Yeah, we need copper for pretty much anything electrical, which makes sense. And what is another thing? Not a wiring kit. It's another tool I'm looking for. I remember I spawned with it once and it was kind of nice. A welder. What our welder will do, I noticed you can repair this little thing, and I think what happens then is, I'm guessing the power inside of here decreases at less of a, you know, high rate, because as you can see, something electrically went wrong, because I'm assuming sparks probably shouldn't be, you know, doing all this. Oh, you know what? These two are self-charging, so I'm wondering if perhaps that might just be a result of this malfunction. So yeah, we're definitely going to want to get a welding kit. So we're going to need, I'd say the two major things we need. Oh wow, and as you can see, there's the, I guess, I don't know, is that the moon, I suppose? It's pretty big for a moon. I mean, no, there's a moon. So that's another planet, I'm guessing then, huh? So I'm guessing this might be like two binary planets or something. Is that even a thing? I mean, I know there's like binary stars, but I wonder if binary like planets is a thing where you've got two that are orbiting themselves at the same time as orbiting a sun. I mean, I guess it's possible. I feel like it'd be something that'd be really hard to like have happen just by happenstance, but I suppose anything is possible. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna collect some more fishies and hopefully find some actual salt. Because, my god. Salt is so hard to find, it really is. From my experience. And I'm sure there's some areas that just have them more often than others. What does that say?
10 seconds
I see text in the distance, but I have no idea what it says. Yeah, I should probably get to the surface. Fortunately, if your oxygen runs out, you don't just like die automatically. You still get like several seconds to sort of get to the surface. Your vision just slowly fades out. Oh, it just wants us to cut that one creep vine. Yeah, the game kind of has a tutorial, but not. It's not very good, I'd say, for now. Oh my. Yeah, we don't. Oh, I think I accidentally stabbed him. Well, he deserves it. Either that or that was our own blood, but I didn't seem like we got hurt. Because I don't remember seeing any sort of red flashing. Alright, that's day. Oh, is that salt? Oh, I can't even see because my inventory's full. Yeah, I should have put some of this stuff. Oh, we have a lot of titanium and we have a lot of coral. Yeah, we don't need coral, really. It's quite common, as you can see. Because all we have to do is, you know, stab one of these things with a knife, and there's, I think, just an unlimited amount of coral that comes out. Okay, where's that salt? That'd be a good thing to have. Okay, there it is. There's some salt. Our first salt deposit. That's kind of sad. How in this massive ocean... You'd think salt would be more often than quartz, at least, but not the case. And to some extent, the salt is just so small that it's quite easy to miss, too. Oh, man. That was a massive lag spike. Yeah, as much as I wish that didn't happen... From what I've seen is that even like Let's Players who have, you know, top-of-the-line gaming PCs, a lot of them still seem to have trouble running this thing at its, I guess, maximum, well, at a constant frame rate, I should say. Alright, we actually have salt. I think water is the #1 priority, without a doubt. Alright, let's see. So we need bleach. Yeah, bleach. Yeah, the major thing I need, well, I think I could just do an ingot, because I think that takes a lot less space, but I don't know exactly. We have a lot of titanium anyways. Doesn't really matter. Titanium's, I think, pretty easy to find, especially if you find a lot of debris, because debris, I think, is more or less the best source. Alright. And I think I mentioned there is, of course, a home building aspect to this game. So we're going to want to get... Ooh. You can create fins right away. That's a nice thing to have. We can make another O2... Which I think that's probably just something that's a consumable. Yeah, we definitely want a rebreather right away. Yeah, I'm surprised we have the right materials for all this. But like I said, I don't know enough about all the materials and everything to really know what every single weapon takes, or every single... Yeah, this is not an equipable, it seems. It's just a thing you can use for a bit of emergency air. I suppose it's always a good idea to have one of these on hand then. Alrighty then. So yeah, I think that increased our, I think, maximum capacity of air, did it? The rebreather, I think it was at 50. I don't even know anymore. It's kind of scary. I think it was at 35, actually. Something like that. It definitely seems to be higher, though. Food. Yes. No. Yes? Why can't I? Yes. Okay. There. My god. I couldn't even see it. Right in front of me. Yeah, though I would say that the way this crafting system's made, it's pretty decent, because I think one of the worst things with games like these is when you go to craft something and you literally just get like a huge table of different items, and it's just like, I don't even know where to start, you know? It's nice that they've organized it in a pretty, like, common sense and logical manner. Alright, and let me see. I know... We don't really seem to be any faster. I think there is a specific button you have to press in order to use your filter. Or not filter, the fins. Oh, and there's no controls. Does it say here at all? Okay, yeah, shift... Wait, what? Oh, translate vertical climb movements underwater into forward thrust. What? Yeah, I think actually I'm going to end the video here and make sure I know a bit more about how the fins work and stuff. So, thank you all for watching, and hope to see you next episode. Goodbye.